Welcome back to our channel. If you want to learn something new every single day, then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our journey of learning and success stories. Today, we are going to talk about one of the greatest automobile companies in the world, a company that became a symbol of luxury, power, innovation, and success. The story of Mercedes-Benz. But Mercedes was not born as a giant company. It started with a dream created by engineers who wanted to change the future forever. At a time when people traveled using horses and wooden carriages, two men imagined a world where machines could move people faster than ever before. People laughed at them. Many believed their ideas were impossible. But those men never stopped believing in themselves. Their inventions would later become the foundation of the modern automobile industry. And after many struggles, failures, wars, and challenges, Mercedes-Benz became one of the most respected brands on earth. This is not just the story of a car company. This is the story of vision, risk, determination, and success. So sit back, relax, and let's begin the incredible journey of Mercedes-Benz. Chapter 1. The Man Who Dreamed of a Horseless Carriage. In the late 1800s, the world looked completely different from today. There were no highways, no traffic lights, and no modern cars. Everywhere people traveled using horses, carts, and bicycles. At that time, a young German engineer named Karl Benz was obsessed with machines. From a very young age, Karl loved engineering and mechanics. He believed that one day machines could completely replace horses. But life was not easy for him. His father died when he was very young, and his family struggled financially. Despite these difficulties, Karl continued studying engineering, because he believed education could change his future. As he grew older, Karl Benz became fascinated with engines. He spent years working on different mechanical projects, but his biggest dream was creating a vehicle that could move on its own, without animals. People thought he was crazy. Many investors refused to support him. Friends and neighbors laughed at his ideas. Some people even believed these machines were dangerous and useless. But Karl Benz never gave up. After years of hard work, sleepless nights, and financial struggles, he finally created something extraordinary in 1885, the world's first gasoline-powered automobile. It was called the Benz Patent Motor Wagon. The vehicle had 3 wheels, a small engine, and a strange appearance. Compared to modern cars, it looked very simple. But in reality, it was one of the greatest inventions in human history. The problem was that nobody wanted to buy it. People were afraid of the loud engine noise. Some thought the machine would explode. Others believed horses would always remain the future of transportation. Karl Benz became disappointed. He started losing hope. But then someone changed everything. His wife, Bertha Benz. Bertha believed in her husband more than anyone else. She knew his invention could change the world. One morning, without telling Karl, she secretly took the motor wagon with her 2 sons and began a long journey across Germany. This became the first long-distance road trip in automobile history. The roads were rough and dangerous. There were no fuel stations, no repair shops, and no maps. During the trip, Bertha had to solve many problems herself. She cleaned fuel pipes using a hairpin and repaired parts using her clothing materials. People gathered around the strange machine in shock as it passed through villages. Many had never seen anything like it before. When newspapers heard about the journey, the story spread quickly across Germany. Suddenly, people became interested in Karl Benz's invention. That one journey changed everything. The automobile was no longer just an experiment. It became the future. And that was the moment when the dream of Mercedes-Benz truly began. Chapter 2. Struggle, Failure, and Unbreakable Dream. Karl Benz's life was full of struggle long before success arrived. He lost his father at a very young age, and his family faced financial hardship for years. Even after becoming an engineer, his journey did not become easier. He worked in small workshops with very limited money, building and testing engines that often failed. Every failure brought disappointment. and every rejection made life more difficult. Investors refused to support his ideas because they believed horse transport would never be replaced. Many nights Karl Benz worked alone, surrounded by broken parts, trying to fix problems no one else believed were worth solving. But what made him different was not talent alone. It was persistence. While others gave up, Karl Benz continued building, improving, and believing that one day his invention would change the world forever. Chapter 3. The creation that changed history. After years of struggle and experimentation, Karl Benz finally achieved something historic in 1885. He created the Benz patent motor wagon, the world's first gasoline-powered automobile. It was a simple machine with 3 wheels and a small engine, but it represented the beginning of a completely new era in human transportation. However, the world did not immediately accept it. People were afraid of the noise, the movement, and the idea of a machine without horses. Some thought it was dangerous, while others believed it was useless. Because of this fear and misunderstanding, Karl Benz struggled to find buyers or support. Financial pressure increased, and his dream once again seemed fragile. But Karl Benz did not stop. He continued improving the invention, believing that every great innovation takes time before the world understands its value. Chapter 4. Bertha Benz and the first RD trip in history. Behind Karl Benz's invention stood a woman whose courage changed everything. Bertha Benz. She was not just his wife. She was his strongest supporter and believer when the world had no faith in him. While Karl faced rejection and disappointment, Bertha saw the true potential of the automobile. One day, without informing Karl, she made a bold and risky decision that would change history forever. She took the motor wagon with her 2 sons and traveled on a long journey across Germany, becoming the first person in history to complete a long-distance automobile trip. The journey was extremely dangerous because there were no proper roads, no fuel stations, no repair shops, and no guidance. During the journey, problems appeared again and again, but Bertha solved them with intelligence and courage, even using simple tools like hairpins to fix mechanical issues. As people in villages saw this strange machine moving without horses, they became shocked and fascinated. News spread quickly, and suddenly the world began paying attention to Karl Benz's invention. Bertha Benz did not just support a dream. She proved it was possible. Chapter 5. The rise of another genius in Germany. While Karl Benz was working on practical transportation, another brilliant engineer named Gottlieb Daimler was also building his own vision of the future. Daimler believed that engines should not be limited to one type of vehicle. He wanted to create lightweight, powerful, and fast engines that could be used in cars, boats, and even aircraft. Alongside his trusted partner, Wilhelm Maybach, Daimler developed advanced engine technology that changed performance standards forever. His focus was not only on transportation, but on speed and innovation. His machines were faster and more advanced than many others of that time, and they attracted attention from engineers and wealthy buyers. Germany was becoming the center of automotive innovation, with 2 powerful visions growing side by side: Karl Benz's practical automobile and Gottlieb Daimler's performance-driven machines, both unknowingly building the foundation of a global empire that would one day unite. Chapter 6. The origin of the name Mercedes. The name Mercedes did not come from engineering, but from passion, racing, and ambition. A businessman named Emil Jelinek was deeply involved in motorsports and worked closely with Daimler engineers. He was obsessed with speed and wanted a completely new type of racing car that could dominate competitions across Europe. He pushed engineers to design a vehicle that was faster, stronger, and more advanced than anything available at the time. The result was a revolutionary racing car that achieved massive success on the track. Impressed by its performance and beauty, The Lennox decided to name the car after his daughter, Mercedes. The name carried elegance, uniqueness, and emotional value. Slowly, it became famous in racing circles and soon spread across Europe. What started as a personal name became a global identity associated with excellence, speed, and luxury, laying the emotional foundation for one of the most powerful brands in history. Chapter 7. The birth of Mercedes-Benz. After World War I, Germany faced severe economic problems, and many industries struggled to survive. The automobile industry was also under pressure, and competition was growing rapidly. To survive these challenges, two historic companies, Benz and C and Daimler Motor and Gesellschaft, decided to merge in 1926. This merger created Mercedes-Benz, a name that combined engineering excellence with performance innovation. The iconic three-pointed star logo was introduced, symbolizing power on land, sea, and air. From that moment, Mercedes-Benz began producing luxury vehicles known for unmatched quality, precision, and engineering excellence. Wealthy individuals, business leaders, politicians, and celebrities started choosing Mercedes cars as a symbol of success and status. Every vehicle was carefully designed with attention to detail, comfort, and performance. Mercedes-Benz was no longer just a car manufacturer. It was becoming a global symbol of prestige and perfection. Chapter 8. War, Destruction, and Rebirth. During World War II, everything changed again. Factories were destroyed, production stopped, and Germany faced massive devastation. Mercedes-Benz suffered heavy losses, and the company's future became uncertain. Many workers lost their jobs, and production facilities were reduced to ruins. However, after the war ended, the company slowly began rebuilding from nothing. Engineers returned to damaged factories with determination and hope, even when resources were extremely limited. Instead of giving up, they focused on rebuilding stronger and better systems. Mercedes-Benz began prioritizing safety, durability, and reliability in its vehicles. The company introduced stronger body structures, improved braking systems, and more stable designs. Step by step, trust was restored, and Mercedes-Benz once again became a respected name in the global automobile industry. This phase proved that true strength is not about never falling, but about rising again after destruction. Chapter 9. The emotional turning point that changed everything. One of the most emotional and defining moments in Mercedes-Benz history came during motorsport racing in 1955 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. During the race, a tragic accident occurred when a high-speed crash caused debris and fire to enter the crowd area, resulting in a heartbreaking loss of many lives. The world was shocked, and the tragedy deeply affected everyone connected to motorsport, including Mercedes-Benz. Instead of continuing only with the goal of speed and victory, the company made a life-changing decision to prioritize human safety above everything else. Engineers began redesigning cars with stronger materials, better protection systems, improved braking technology, and advanced safety innovations. This painful moment became the foundation of modern automotive safety standards. Mercedes-Benz transformed its philosophy from just building fast cars to building cars that protect lives. This emotional turning point proved that real innovation is not only about performance, but also about responsibility toward humanity. Chapter 1. A Modern Legacy and Global Success. Today, Mercedes-Benz stands as one of the most powerful luxury automotive brands in the world. From luxury sedans to electric vehicles, and from Formula One dominance to advanced AI-driven technology, Mercedes continues to lead innovation in the automobile industry. The company has become a global symbol of success, wealth, comfort, and engineering excellence. Millions of people around the world dream of owning a Mercedes car, not just because of its design or speed, but because of what it represents, its achievement, status, and trust. The journey from a small workshop in Germany to a global empire shows that success is never instant. It is built through decades of failure, courage, vision, and persistence. The story of Mercedes-Benz teaches us that no dream is too big, and no struggle is too hard when belief and determination are stronger than fear. And now, as we come to the end of this incredible journey of Mercedes-Benz, take a moment and think deeply about what this story really teaches us. Because this is not just a story about cars, engines, or luxury. This is a story about human belief, patience, failure, and the power of never giving up when everything around you says stop. Every great success in this world starts exactly the same way as Mercedes started, with a simple idea that looks impossible in the beginning. When Karl Benz imagined a machine without horses, people laughed. When he struggled, people doubted him. When he failed, the world ignored him. But he kept going. And that is where greatness begins. Not in success, but in persistence during failure. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Think about Bertha Benz, a woman who didn't wait for the world's approval. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait for support. She believed in a dream so strongly that she risked everything just to prove it was real. She turned fear into action, and action into history. Most people only talk about ideas, but very few people act when it matters. And that is why only a few people change the world. Now think about Daimler and Maybach, two engineers who didn't copy the world. They created something new. They didn't follow trends. They created them. And that is another lesson for life. If you always follow others, you will only reach where others have already gone. But if you create your own path, you can reach places no one has ever seen before. And even after success, even after fame, even after becoming a global name, Mercedes-Benz still faced war, destruction, tragedy, and heartbreak. Factories were destroyed. Lives were lost. The company almost collapsed. But they rebuilt everything from zero. That teaches us something very powerful. No matter how successful you become, life can still break you down. But what defines you is not how you fall, it is how you rise after the fall. There was also pain in this journey. Real pain. Real loss. Real tragedy in motorsport that changed everything forever. But instead of running away from that pain, Mercedes transformed it into purpose. They chose safety over speed, responsibility over competition, and humanity over ego. And that decision changed the entire automotive world forever. It saved millions of lives through innovation that still exists in every modern car today. So what does all of this mean for you? It means your dreams are not too small, and your struggles are not too big. It means your current situation is not your final destination. It means every failure you're facing right now is just part of your journey, not the end of it. If a small workshop in Germany can become a global empire, then your life also has unlimited potential. But only if you keep going when it gets difficult. Because success is not about luck. Success is not about timing. Success is not about background or resources. Success is about one thing only: consistency when nobody is watching, patience when nothing is working, and belief when everything is falling apart. So if you are watching this and you feel stuck, lost, or unsure about your future, remember this story. Remember Karl Benz working alone when nobody believed in him? Remember Bertha Benz driving into the unknown with courage? Remember Daimler pushing innovation beyond limits? Remember that every great name in history was once unknown, just like you. And maybe one day, someone will tell your story too. Because legends are not born in comfort. Legends are built in struggle. Legends are created when ordinary people refuse to give up. So keep going. Keep building. Keep believing. Even if the world doesn't see your vision yet, keep moving forward. Because one day, your persistence will become your success story. And when that day comes, you'll realize something very powerful. You were never behind. You were just in the process of becoming great. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring success stories like this. And always remember one thing in life. The road to success is never easy, but every step you take in pain builds the future you once dreamed of.